Young ladies, I am here today to tell you a story about a phase of my life that I have never mentioned, and I am filled with emotions as I hope this story touches you, changes your life, and at least resonates with you. So please listen up and be attentive. I was just 17 years old when I was rushed back from school. A level program, very sick and almost dying. Thanks to my classmates who visited me after days of missing classes. Immediately we got home, my mom got dressed and took me to the hospital, placed a call to my dad and my sister. We got to the hospital and I still don't remember the events that happened after then because I mostly passed out. But when I woke up, it was to the sad, disappointing faces of my dad, mom, and sister. My dad walking out immediately I shifted in bed. My sister staring with eyes filled with tears, and my mom, I couldn't read beyond her expressions. Few minutes after, a doctor came in and said, "Have you told her?" And my sister and mom shook their head in unison. The doctor left almost immediately after passing drip and some injections into the rest of the drip plastic. Then my mom was the first to speak after the long silence. The first word she said was, "Why?" It wasn't like I wasn't expecting the why or the sad looks or anything, but I was really expecting more. I was never really shown love as a child, and most time when I tried to speak or express myself, it resulted in resounding slaps from my mother. This time, just asking why was surprising. Several thoughts ran through my head, but I still kept myself because, of course, in our home, that is what a daughter is expected to do. And now my sister was already crying, sniffing and nose, and also preparing to leave the world. I prayed silently that my mom would too because I really don't care about all their dramas. I probably slipped back after that because time passed and I woke up to my family packing the bags and my stuff. How many days did I spend in here? I asked myself. When we got home, the drama began. My mom gave me a very sound, painful slap that made everyone in the house scream. Like I felt the pain as tears rushed through my eyes. I didn't know what else to feel. She walked away from my side and said, "It is your life, not mine." The rest of my days in the house, I continued with me being ignored, talking alone. I was depressed, sad, and hated everyone and everything. I didn't regret anything. No one talked about my resumption at school, and I didn't bother to ask. I just hated life, my family. They were hypocrites and the world. After about a year, my dad called me to his room one day and asked, "Will you go back to school?" I didn't think twice before saying no and leaving his presence. He didn't bother either. I got back to my room, eased, and took the leftover bread there and munched on it angrily. Why would I go back to school? The news that I was on drugs and raped by my boyfriend must have gotten there. I wouldn't ever go anywhere. I would just live in this house and grow old till I die and say to myself, another year passed and no one really talked about what I wanted to do with my life. Of course, they were to be blamed for my predicament. While growing up, my dad was never around, and all what my mom knew how to do was to beat and shout on us. I loved my boyfriend. He was the first person to show me how to feel loved, but also the worst thing to happen to me. He introduced me to drugs, raped me. That night, got me pregnant, and dropped the drugs in my room, which I took and ended up being rushed back home to my family in debt and sorrow. I still wouldn't blame him. If I was raised well with love, care, and compassion, maybe I would have run earlier. Still on this day, I was home alone as usual when I heard a knock on our door. I went there and met a young girl pointing a flyer at me. I collected it and slammed the door as I heard we will be looking forward to having you. I threw the flyer in a corner of my room and didn't care about it. The next morning, my mom came and said, "Let's go to church." I didn't want to go and told her I have an event to attend. She left me, and after she left, I searched for the flyer. I went to the event. The crowd was large and I couldn't even see the speaker's face. The next few words that changed my world came in this order. I am an orphan. I lived on the streets. I gave birth to my first child at 16 years old. My boyfriend impregnated me and ran away. Many mistakes, but I am now a PhD holder and the CEO of Africa's biggest fashion house. I was accountable for my own mistakes. I realized that the world I blamed for my situation wouldn't care if I didn't snap out and take responsibility for my own life. I can only be great. The world won't cry if I live a useless life and I am here today. I hope this touches you. It did touch me, and that was the voice that changed my world. Today, I am standing on that same platform where I couldn't see the speaker's face, not not that sorrowful young girl, but as a lady with a degree and two successful businesses. And I hope this same voice touches you.